Hi, this is Chris from the Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from Political Voices Network.
Clown caucus, which is driving us off a cliff.
Well, there are two moderate Republicans that look like they're
What?
That look like they're going to be working with Democrats to get something done.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. That's the thing Rapey said yesterday,
Yeah.
that he would call the movers himself to vacate Speaker McCarthy
Yeah.
from the Speaker's office if he works with Democrats in any way, which you're right, he's going to have to. So
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nice little party you had
the
there.
House has to work with the Democrats in the Senate because the Senate is controlled by Democrats, and those bills need to be reconciled.
They are just a condom with a hole in it. They are just completely useless in every way, the Republican caucus.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Yep.
And they're such... Okay. I guess I should be happy they're such idiots because you are not going to stop the prosecution of Donald Trump. The DOJ will continue to operate no matter what. They literally are, doing what Trump is saying, is trying to shut down the government because they think it's going to stop the whatcha-who's-its. Jody went to get a glass, which she has now put over a spider. Is that a spider?
It's a spider.
Okay. So Frangela will never be back in studio ever again because the spider cabal has finally...
They're wondering.
But they will be on Zoom as they normally are.
They're wondering why you haven't burned down the house already.
Yes.
Especially Angela.
Okay.
Take him outside in a little bit.
Oh, you will? You're going to take him to a farm upstate where he
Go
can run with
free.
Tucker
He's
Carlson?
going to go run free. He's a
Yes.
big guy.
Kill it.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
I'm having a little bit of a spider situation, Chris. We will talk to Frangela about it.
What happened?
I'm gonna, you know what? John Fugelsang's gonna have to do it. Can he come in here with holy water or
Sage?
something?
You know what?
Yes.
I think 3 days this week I walked through a spider web.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The spider cabal is finally.
I do this.
You do that?
Yeah.
Do you climb? Because you're.
No, she.
Jody doesn't weigh enough. The web doesn't even break. She just like the Carlos sound.
Spiders.
By the way, I think I'm speaking with Carlos at the Burbank Family Pride tomorrow. It's very
good.
exciting.
That's fun.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Anything with Carlos is fun. Oh, speaking of which, I forgot we had a, speaking of Trump telling them to shut down the government, I have a statement from the bassinet of the 45th president that I neglected. A very important deadline is approaching at the end of the month. Republicans in Congress can and must defund all aspects of crooked Joe Biden's weaponized government that refuses to close the border, treats half the country as enemies of the state. This is also the last chance to defund these political prosecutions against me and other patriots. They failed on the debt limit, but they must not fail now. Use the power of the purse and defend the country. By the country, he means him, his crooked, criminal, orange ass. And also, did I also mention that? Yes, because... Okay, if you shut down the government, the DOJ continues to operate. You incredible moron. Speaking of just, I don't know, what's the word woke mean? Just not being a D to people who are
don't
different
be
than
that
you,
guy.
gay, transgender, what have you. This is why I love John Fetterman. I don't know if you saw him choke up yesterday during a hearing on disability access, but we don't see like real humanity like that much anymore, particularly in politics. And this is why all this, God, about his clothes. I just feel like, oh my God, the guy survived a stroke. He's battled back from depression. I'm just like, who gives up what he wears? It's just, he's, I believe, 11 billion feet tall. Is there an 11 billion feet big and tall store? I don't
not
know.
yet.
Okay. But so he choked up while talking about struggles that people with disabilities face during a hearing. He held up his phone to let the room see the transcription app that helps him follow conversations and interact with staff after his stroke last year damaged his ability to fully process language. He said, because I live in a political environment, I was ridiculed and made fun of. I'm so sorry. I'm sure many of you had to go through this kind of thing. I admire everyone that has to live with these kind of struggles and prevail over them. This was at a Senate hearing. He asked then how he and his Senate colleagues can, quote, become more empathetic, more responsive, and more effective senators. I'm sorry, but when have you ever heard a Republican ask that? Right?
No,
it's
they
a
don't
word. Right? And how many people in the right wing called him a pussy again today because he mentioned empathy.
Yep.
And he choked up. Menendez. Did I say Menendez? Yes.
Yes.
Sorry. I thought it was Melendez.
No,
pardon
they're
me.
already in jail.
Yes. Okay. Can I just... I'm just saying, when the ex-president is in the midst of the longest crime streak in history, Please don't give them ammunition for a both sides do it bull. Okay. And also, I just wish that Tom Brokaw was still anchoring the news.
Why?
Congressional representative, and that's because of this part of the story.
Okay.
In connection with 3 New Jersey businessmen. One is the founder of a halal meat inspection business.
Hello.
Some malfeasance involving a halal.
Some falafel.
I don't know if
Falafel.
is implicated at this time. Okay. It's Friday and we're sleepy. Okay. Hey, where was I? Oh, by the way, speaking of COVID, the new Cassidy Hutchinson book is just
Now a warning?
the headline is ex-White House aide reveals why Trump wouldn't wear a mask during the pandemic. And I think the answer to almost any Trump question is because he's a moron. Is that which the answer is generally yes, that's why.
He looked into an eclipse.
Vanity, yes, and he's a moron. Yes. A new book reveals while Trump almost never wore a mask during the COVID pandemic, even prior to the development of effective vaccines and treatments for the infection, he was worried about his makeup.
Yeah, that's...
According to Cassidy Hutchinson.
widely speculated on.
Yes. She describes Trump's visit to an Arizona Honeywell facility in May 2020 where he went maskless despite the fact that the facility itself was making them. He tried on a white mask before the event and asked staffers for their opinion. I slowly shook my head. The president pulled the mask off and asked why I thought he should not wear it. I pointed at the straps of the N95 I was holding. When he looked at the straps of his mask, he saw they were covered in bronzer. He was not happy with that. Why did no one else tell me that? He said, I'm not wearing this thing. Trump was almost never seen wearing a mask after that. The press would criticize him for not wearing a mask, not knowing that the depth of his vanity has caused him to reject masks, and then millions of his fans followed suits. So millions of his MAGA morons also didn't wear a mask and died. And seen. And a million of them died. That was the punchline for that.
Herman Cain.
Okay, thank you. Rich in Palm Springs. Hello, Rich.
Hi, Stephanie. I wanted to say I'm sorry about your mom.
Thank you, honey.
Lost mine 7 years ago, and still not quite over it. So
yeah.
So we all know that Lauren Boebert's not that bright,
Right.
and we know and we also know that if you say Beetlejuice 3 times, that's when he's supposed to appear. Correct?
Right.
So well, maybe she thought that. In helping her friend that was there with her, rub 3 times and you get penal juice.
I see. Oh, Rich Louise. I mean, really. So, I blame Harry Littman for all of this. Are we all just going to work blue for the rest of the morning?
I blame Palm Springs.
Yes. It's a dry heat.
No.
It's getting to him. I think there is a theory, though, if you say Lauren Boebert 3 times, now Beetlejuice appears. It's... There it is, my first drink of the day, Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic. Many of you know my story. I stopped drinking wine for 3 years during COVID, during the lockdown as part of a health reset. Now I drink wine in moderation, but this is an amazing new product. I've always believed in probiotics. And Z-Biotics, check this out. You drink just one of these. It's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. I am using this and I feel great in the morning. I don't have to worry if I have an extra glass of wine, I still feel great in the morning. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. I've always had acid reflux problems. It is this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Z-Biotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. All I know is it works. It is Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic. Go to zbiotics.com/politicalvoices or scan the QR code on the screen right now.